Subaru's sales are in the tank and their inventory is dwindling. Ahead on Subaru News. Subaru sees its first consecutive year sales drop since 1995. In 2019, Subaru hit their all-time sales record, selling 700,017 vehicles. In 2020, that number dropped down to 611,942 cars. So far for 2021, that number has slid yet again, down to 533,000 cars by November's end. That means for the month of December, they're going to have to sell about 67,000 vehicles just to come in 11,000 short of last year's sales, which is going to be highly unlikely given the current inventory and the current shortages they're experiencing. For 26 years since 1995, Subaru has not had 2 consecutive years sales decline. 2002 and 2008 were standalone decline years, but they were able to recover and improve sales the following year. So what has caused this big sales slump? Well, it's pretty evident based on 2020, the lockdowns, the pandemic, the stoppages of manufacture, the shortages, the uncertain times. People weren't out buying cars, brand new cars, the way that they were in the previous year of 2019. So this year, it's more of the same, carrying over all the issues of 2020, plus these mounting shortages of raw materials, increased prices of raw materials, and the global semiconductor shortages. It's hard to sell vehicles if you don't have vehicles to sell. Subaru is in a world of hurt, and it doesn't seem to be getting better anytime soon. Subaru currently has a backlog of 45,000 vehicles. And that number just keeps increasing month after month, adding right now about 10,000 backlog vehicles per month. Sales are definitely taking a hit, which is to be expected with the current inventory issues. Subaru normally operates on a 45-day inventory supply. This year, recently, that number has dwindled down to just a 5-day supply of inventory. During Subaru's last 12-day shutdown a few months back, the Japanese and the American plants closed down and they lost about 60,000 vehicles of production just due to the fact they didn't have the parts available to make those vehicles. So there's an automatic 60,000 vehicles that they couldn't produce and couldn't sell. Subaru is scrambling. Japanese CEO Tomomi Nakamura has commented saying that the only thing that we can do at this point is just keep manufacturing as many vehicles as possible. They expect it to take nearly a year for some kind of normalcy to return to the levels of inventory for the US and the Japanese market. This just ahead of the release of November sales numbers. Subaru has shown nearly a 35% dip in sales from the month of November 2020 to this November. This pretty much goes hand in hand with the near 40% drop in vehicle production Subaru has experienced over the last few months. Just take a look at the #1 selling vehicle for Subaru, the Forester. The Forester's taken a massive hit in sales just this month compared to last year. Looking at the sales for the Forester for November of 2020, they sold 12,211 units. Compare that to this November, they only delivered 3,719 units. That's about a 69.5% decrease. Subaru of America is the largest driver of sales for the Subaru Corporation, selling near 70% of all sales each year. But Subaru North America only manufactures about 35% of that total inventory, the rest coming from Japan. Crosstrek sales also took a major hit, posting a near 50% drop with only 6,314 models sold. Subaru's only models not experiencing a sales decrease were the WRX and WRX STI. In October of 2021, selling 2,786 models. Compare that to October of 2020's number, which was only 2,060. That's a near 35% increase from last year. Good that some Subarus are still on the way up instead of the way down. Not to joke, but perhaps the sales of the 2021 WRX and STI got a boost after they released what the 2022 WRX and WRX STI were going to look like. And a lot of buyers said, let's go ahead and get the one we know instead of the one we don't know yet. So what does this mean for consumers? What does this mean for you viewers? If you are considering buying a new Subaru this year, you might be out of luck. If you have been to any of your local Subaru dealerships, you've probably seen a big old empty parking lot. My personal closest Subaru dealership where I buy parts and frequent has been a ghost town. No cars in the showroom, nothing out front, just a handful of pre-owned and used cars. It's kind of scary going up there and seeing those empty lots. But what about you? What are your comments? Let me know in the comment section below. Were you planning to buy a new Subaru this year and haven't had any luck finding one? Have you ordered a new Subaru and are currently waiting for it to come in? Have you thought about buying a Subaru and now have decided that you're not going to wait and you're going to go buy something that a dealer has in stock ready to go? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.